Hello everyone, I am here with Ms. Deb Gilbert and we're gonna be giving you some pointers as to how to interpret some of the borderline test results on your EnteroPluri tube. And we are going to start with these four tubes are all for the unknown microbe with the name SM, and as you can see on the very first test, the glucose, there's a variety of orange and yellow hues, but I would say that none of them are this red in the middle. So what we are going to be doing is calling these results glucose positive. So all of these are going to be recorded as positive. Please do that also for other strains. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. So for instance, this one is also sort of borderline, kind of reddish, but not quite as red as these in the middle, which are clearly negative results. So red in the fermentation testing indicates a negative result. Yellow or any hue of orange is going to indicate positive for fermentation. So for this EA tube, this glucose test, we're going to call it positive. And then let me see what else I have here. I guess the same applies to these. Would you agree with that, Deb?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is not quite a red like this, so we're gonna call that a glucose fermenter or glucose positive. And then let me see if I can find the K12 set of tubes. Here they are. These are, without any question, very, very yellow. The second one that may pose a difficult call, I guess, let me go back to the SM group of tubes, is the second chamber. So purple indicates a positive result for lysine decarboxylation, and yellow indicates a negative result. Now, I'm not showing the names of the other three tubes, only this one by Alex is shown. But clearly the bottom three, this one, the next one, and that one, are some hue of purple. Would you agree with that, Deb?
Yes.
I'm asking Deb also because, of course, some of you may recall that I'm colorblind, which means I confuse certain colors. Now, this one to me clearly looks yellow, and that could be simply that there were not enough cells in the inoculating needle when it went through that chamber. The reality is that whoever owns this test tube result has to record this as negative. We cannot change that fact. But that may result on a wrong identification for this microbe. It's not a big deal because if you remember, the whole purpose of this exercise is to know that this technique exists, that this is performed to identify members of the Enterobacteriaceae family of microbes, which are for the most part gastrointestinal flora, all of them gram negatives. And it's not necessarily important that you get the right result on your first experience. It's just for you to get practice. So please, whoever owns this tube, don't worry about it. Report it as negative. You may end up with the wrong microbe at the end of the day. Now, if that is the only difference when you build your dichotomous key between two microbes, then of course you need to make a call. But the composite result, the overall result, is what is going to make your decision at the end a little bit easier. As you can see, all of the other chambers for these 4 tubes are fairly similar. Was there any other test that was borderline? Oh, for instance, the citrate here. So we're looking at a tube of EA, 2 tubes, and the very last chamber has 2 possibilities, either blue for positive, that would be citrate utilization, or green for negative. What are we gonna call the bottom one, Deb? That's blue, so we're gonna call this positive, but the one on top, to me, is clearly green.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, so we're gonna call that citrate negative, whoever has that tube. Again, that is going to happen. Don't let that confuse you. You're just gonna go with your results, gonna make the best judgment possible, make your dichotomous key, identify your microbe, fill out your report form, and don't worry, you're gonna get full credit. Okay, I think that's all we have for now. Thank you.